My name is Jane Ramsayer Miller. I am the artistic director for One Voice Mixed Chorus. And I've been in this position for 23 years, so a long time. All my life, have had a love of harmony. I also grew up in a Mennonite community, and in the Mennonite church, traditionally instruments were banned. They were seen as worldly. And so there is this hundreds-of-year-old tradition of singing a cappella music. I love the experience of putting people's voices together and hearing what emerges. Musically, but also in terms of a sense of community.
Before Freddie Mercury, before Elton John, before Little Richard, put eyeliner on. The sound of America was boldly defined by a guy with cowboys on his mind.
I'm preparing for rehearsal tonight, and it's sort of like a big puzzle. We're about a month into rehearsals, so I'll pull out some of the most complicated sections and make sure we really focus on those. Good, the vowel continuous, male. Again, ready, and. So when One Voice began, it was a gay and lesbian chorus. I don't think that we even talked about transgender people, even though within the community there were a lot of people that on the gender spectrum probably lived somewhere in the middle, but it wasn't a part of our vocabulary. But then somewhere in the first 10 years of One Voice, some people started identifying as transgender and coming out in our community. Okay, so we have a link for teachers, and the new registration is up. Jan Michael!
Yes.
You look just the same, except we're all a little older.
Yeah. Except I've lost.
Oh my gosh, you have lost all that hair.
That's my granddaughter.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Jan Michael was a singer with One Voice. I believe sang in the alto section and came to me one day and said, I'm transitioning and taking testosterone, and asked what was going to happen to his voice. And I had no idea. I went on the internet and I did a bunch of research, and there was nothing out there. There were no books written. I started calling and asking colleagues, and I got a big blank. I mean, there was just no information out there. And so I leapt into this journey with Jan Michael, who transitioned from the alto range down to tenor, and I think settled in the lower bass range eventually. Sam, who sang in this first trans choir, has moved to Denver and started a trans and allies chorus called Phoenix. Yeah.
Really?
And they are coming to perform at the Transgender Voices Festival.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet. I'll have to tell her. I'm still in touch with Joanne and
Lots of percussion, basses and brass. Even the chicks gave serious ass.
I've always been involved with music, and music has been a way for me to express myself without having people just kind of go, And using my voice is one way to do it, which is a lot more personal, to be able to use music as a voice for yourself, which, you know, I could get out there with a bunch of protesters and beat my head, and everybody else's too, and then, but they wouldn't listen, not like they will to music.
Eventually, Jan Michael settled really comfortably in the bass range. A few months later, I had another singer who came to me with the same question and also transitioned and had all kinds of vocal issues. And it was really out of working with these two singers that this idea of creating a Transgender Voices Festival came up as a way to get people together and pool our knowledge and try to both understand this for people like me who are working with transgender singers, but at that point primarily for trans and gender non-conforming singers to give them space to talk together and share stories.
This is a theme written by Tchaikovsky. He was a guy they say was gay. Well, okay, he wasn't gay, not gay per se. This was a
One of the beautiful things about this festival is that it has been planned almost entirely by transgender and gender non-conforming people. And that's really important.
Oh, Alicia, are you and Jen totally like making the archive display, or do you need my help with that? Or how?
There are a few of us cisgender people who have been involved, but the direction and the leadership has all been managed and taken by trans folks. It's unique in our world, and it's great, and I'm really, really happy that they are centered in this particular festival and will have a very, very strong voice.
So I counted 44 workshops this year, and I think there were like 12, 14 years ago. I love that they're coming from all corners of the U.S.
I hope that singers that come will leave with a sense of confidence. I hope that they will find new relationships and people to connect with. I hope that voice teachers and high school choir directors that come go back to their own communities with a sense of permission to move forward and make mistakes if they need to, and have the resources to at least start to support their singers in new and exciting ways. I can feel that change is happening.
Bisexual, homosexual, bisexual, asexual, unisexual, bisexual.
That was great. Okay, let's move on.
To the minor.